Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at Delta-17 War in the Shadows Rooster. Now, this is a 1/18th scale figure. It is an O-ring. It is built off the 3.75-inch figures, but this figure is 4-inch figure. Just a little bit taller. They have two in their line that are just a little bit taller, and I'm going to be 100% honest, I think it's pretty awesome because, well, if you're a fan of the channel, you know we're not all the same height, especially me. But anyway, we're going to take a look at this figure. You can see the wonderful artwork that they did. All right. You can see everything that he comes with. Okay, big long blister. It looks good. On the back, you have a scene of all the heroes. You got the cross-sell of all the guys. And then you have not a file card, but a bio. There, if you want to read it really quick, I don't think you can. This ring light's causing some issues, but the card back is nice and solid, so you don't have to worry about being bent or anything. So they really got popular at Joe Fest, and if you're a big toy collector, you may have seen this. There's a store. It's a big bad toy store, and they just got these for pre-order, but there's another store that's not selling them for $27. That's what BBTS is selling them for. There's another store, Hella Dope Toys, that's selling them for the proper price point of $25 each. And they have the whole line, or at least they did it last time I checked. And if you use my code APWT, A Punk with Toys, you get 10% off of that. So you can go over there, order the whole line, use my code, get 10% off anything there in stock or not. And you're going to save some money on these figures. So I'm going to open these up. I'm going to compare them to some of the other Delta-17s that they have out. We're going to compare them to some of the original O-rings, a Skeletron figure, and the more modern O-rings with the Transformers and the HasLab that G.I. Joe gave. So anyway, let's get into this. But if you're new to the channel, if you're just finding it, take a second. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Delta-17 video. Now let's get to this. Okay, so I got Rooster out, and every Delta-17 does come with this stand. It's got their logo right across it and one hole. That's all you really need. It's square, so I like it. It doesn't fall over. Now, people know my thoughts on stands, but I said before, when it comes to 1/18 scale, I'll let it go because these things are harder to stand, to be 100% honest. All right. Oops. So here is the backpack that you're going to have. You got this just all molded in green. It's got a couple pouches on it. And then you have your radio right here, which you can see there's a couple pegs, which probably means it's able to port something onto it. And then you got the spot for the antenna. And just a quick look at it, it is nice detail to it. And the other thing is that it comes off. So if you want, you can also take this and port it directly onto his back in case you want to have something smaller. So this is normally telling me that this is used for future proofing. So they can throw a different pack on here or use this elsewhere. All right. So we have the antenna that comes with it, and it's bent like the actual radio antennas that they use back in the military. And it just kind of pops right on. And it is pliable. Again, if you mess around with it too much, it will break. What I do like about this figure is they give you a second one. Because the owner had talked about it. He said, I know people lose these. It's one of the biggest issues with Falcon, with the original G.I. Joe Real American Hero line. Well, they wanted to make sure that you have a second one just in case you lose it. All right, here we have his radio. All right, and just a little bit of detail. Again, really hard to get a lot of detail in something this small. But again, for the price point that you're getting, you know, you can't be too upset about it. So you got your radio, you got your speaker, your microphone, and as you can see, two little pegs right there. So we can port it right on. Now, if you're new to the channel, understand I like to show everything that how something is directly out of the package, right? So that's what you're getting here from me. So then we have this submachine gun. This looks like a SCAR rifle due to the stock. I could be wrong, and if I am, hey, please feel free to tell me. And you can tell it has nice detail. Now, one thing I've liked about all these figures is they all use different weapons. So you got your grip. Obviously, there's no trigger guard, which is perfectly fine because they don't have trigger fingers. You got your magazine. You got your front grip at the front. There's your barrel. It's got a scope on it. So nice detail. And I just love having more and more weapons. All right, so now let's take a look at this figure. And he is camouflaged. So again, if you have someone that is camouflaged to go with him, maybe Stalker, maybe Hit and Run, they can go pretty well together. So looking at this guy, he's got a cool mohawk. So if you want to do a 6-inch version, I believe the first version of Gung Ho may be perfect for you to use. So he's got just, some green camouflage paint. He's obviously all painted up. He's not supposed to be a green man. He's in paint. You have your eyes that look good. It's hard to see the face, so it could make it easy that if they repaint this figure without the paint, he's going to look like a completely different figure. His plate carrier, where it looks like he's carrying a bunch of magazines. And I could be wrong. If I am, please don't get mad at me. Molded in pistol. I always love the knee pads on the original Joe figures. So, and the camouflage is very basic, but I don't know how much you really think you're going to get out of something like this. The design up here, where if he wasn't wearing the plate carrier, he could just grab it up here, or someone could grab him and pull him. You got the knife molded in the back, little belt along with little straps, and all the paint looks really good. All right, all the way down to the boots. So the articulation on these figures is what an O-ring is, right? His head looks down, he looks straight, side to side. T-pose is not a problem ever when it comes to an O-ring figure. There you have your 180, your 90-degree elbows. Look at that muscle on him. You got your swivel arm battle grip, your waist swivel due to the O-ring. You have that's your Jean-Claude Van Damme. He can kick up like this. So this figure is good. 90-degree knee bend. Same as what you have with the articulation with all your original Joes. But what we do have now in most of the modern O-rings is the wrist swivel, which I think is absolutely huge. It allows you to pose a figure so much better that you really couldn't do before. So you're going to be able to get them in actual poses. Unlike the original G.I. Joes, let's be honest, there was a huge struggle to get them in good poses. Throw the backpack on him. As you can see, he looks pretty good. And you can stand him without a problem. But let's say you want to get him into a running pose. Just throw him on the peg here. And you got him running and shooting. So, again, great looking figure. Great O-ring. There's a lot of good companies, or a lot of companies that are trying to push out some good looking O-rings. Most of them have not come out, but Delta-17 is available. So now we'll take a look at them compared to some of these other figures. All right, so here he is next to Shepard, who is the leader of Delta-17. It's hard to see that he's taller than him because Shepard here, I'll show you really quickly, has his helmet on. So if I take the helmet off, you can see that he is a little bit shorter, along with Stalker, who came with the Transformer Bumblebee. So this is not my original Stalker right there. So you can kind of see the difference in the height there. I can bring in one of the original Roadblock. Again, this is one of the figures you want to be his size, but I love the fact that they're doing a 4-inch version. of just 2 different figures as of right now. Here you have the HasLab figure. And the one thing about Hasbro is they didn't adjust and do the wrist swivel, which is huge. Absolutely huge when it comes to posing and everything. So I really wish that Hasbro would have done this. Who knows if they're ever going to go back to making O-rings. I know the Super 7 do not look like it. And then we have the Skeletron figure, the only O-ring figure that they have out right now. I'm not sure if they're going to be doing more just modern 4-inch. But this is what Cosine Longbow, they're going to be using the exact same factory and a lot of the same molds. So there you can see the difference right there. And take off the backpacks. Of course, Roadblock has a helmet on. Let's pop his helmet off. He's got a big old alien looking head, doesn't he? Alright. So here we go. Now Rooster also has the mohawk, which makes him look... Well, you can see exactly how much bigger. So I really wish like Roadblock and Gung Ho would have been built on just a little bit bigger of a buck back in the day. So let's go ahead. We're going to grab this Awe Striker. And we'll see how he fits in. So as you can see, they do have pegs for their feet, as we showed before. Now, I will take this HasLab figure and see how he fits. So he does fit on here without a problem. They're using the same peg holes. And if I am correct, these... yeah, they do fit. I have some of them that they're really loose, that the stands are really loose, which is perfectly fine because you don't want to break your O-ring. See how that kind of came right off? All right, so let's take his gun off it. Let's see if we can get him in this Awe Striker. Now, this is the Walmart exclusive from a few years back. So this actually came with the modern 4-inch figure. But it is the same mold that we had. And because he's a little bit bigger, he might be hard to fit in there. And again, you might not think very much, but those legs are going to cause just a little bit. But look at that. He fits in perfect. He seats perfectly fine. Again, it's awesome because you can kind of wrap his hands right around that steering column. And look at that. He actually looks pretty damn good in the Awe Striker. I'm not gonna lie, man. That is a nice looking... Man, he fits in there pretty good. Maybe they can get a vehicle that's similar to a buggy, like this Awe Striker in this color or similar. Anyway, can we get him out? That's a whole other story. But all in all, there he is. That is Rooster. And I have to say, man, I'm really happy with this figure. Just quickly looking at him, he might be one of my favorites. Well, there's only so many, so they all kind of got bigger favorites, right? All right, so there you go. Delta-17, let's wrap this up. All right, so there it was. That is my Rooster video. I did forget to kind of show you. So the back pegs here, the holes for their backpack, here is Roadblock's backpack. It fits in there perfectly fine. So they are universal. They're meant to go across the board. I guess I should have... Oh, this is the modern one, so the foot pegs are different there. Probably should have brought up my vintage one. But anyway, there's Rooster. I think he's going to fit in perfect if you have a hit and run. Especially hit and run because his whole face is completely painted. But these figures are a lot of fun. If you like 1/18 scale, modern, I have no problem mixing my modern 4-inch figures with my O-ring figures. I know a lot of people don't, but if you're an O-ring collector, this is for you, man. And I'm telling you, I know that Big Bad store that sells toys, they have it $27 each, but Hella Dope Toys, and they're a legit company, no matter what someone might think. They don't have a janky website anymore. It's legit. Use my code APWT for get 10% off. They're buddies of mine. They sell a lot of stuff, and they were the first distributor to carry hella dope toys. So you know what? Go over, support a small company, and save yourself a little bit of money. But I'm going to get out of here. You like Delta-17, right? So you know what you're going to like? My Instagram page, A Punk with Toys, because you haven't gone there yet because you're new to the channel. And you're like, hey, why is this guy rambling on? That's because I do a show, Monday Night Toy Ramblings, every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got a Facebook group page, Punks with Toys, because once you join, you're a punk with toys. Now, don't go anywhere. Please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop one of these. What I'm going to do right here is I'm going to leave a video to one of the Delta-17 videos that I did, probably the first one. And down here is going to be the playlist of all the Delta-17 figures. Take care.